Hi, Anthony Carlos standing alongside Ian Sachs for LMC Varsity Sports. We're at the Class C semifinal game between the Dobbs Ferry Eagles and the Rhinebeck Blackcats. And Ian, both of these teams are coming off of wins. The Eagles had a win over Haldane last week, and their star running back, Jabril Kapadia, rushed for 305 yards. On the flip side, the Blackcats had a win over Blindbrook, in which their running back, Don Brescia, rushed for 312 yards. Is it safe to say that this is going to be a battle of the running backs?
It is, Anthony. But one key that I'm going to point to today is going to be the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball in order to contain the opposing running back, but also establish their own running game. The offensive and defensive lines are going to be key in today's game.
So now last time both of these teams met up, it was back in week 6. And the Blackcats got the advantage, a 33-7 advantage, and once again it was Brescia rushing for over 230 yards. But that loomed large. Can you explain how big of a win that was for Rhinebeck?
Well, both of these teams lost to Bronxville, and outside of this matchup, that was their only losses this year. So essentially, that game was for the number 2 seed in Class C, and the reason we are here at Rhinebeck today.
The winner of this game will move on to the Class C Championship to meet the winner of the Bronxville Woodlands game, kicking off a little bit later on today. But we have kickoff up next here on LMC Varsity Sports.
Stop right there. Dobbs Ferry, this is your referee for this afternoon, Mr. Rima. Thank you, Mr. Michaels. I'll be helping the offense out. He'll be helping the defense out. Mr. Uris is on the sticks. Mr. Merton with the 25-second clock is behind us on the defense. And we have Mr. McAbee over there on the home team. Okay, we got 2 great schools, 2 great traditional football programs. Part of the tradition is the visitors get to call the toss. I have heads and I have tails. I have heads and I have tails. I'm going to throw it and catch it. If I drop it, I'm going to do it all over again. Before I do so, what's your choice going to be? Tails he calls. Tails it is. The visitors have won the toss. So you have choices. You can choose to defer your choice in the second half. You can choose to take the ball. Okay. They have chosen to receive the ball. What goal would you like to defend? Okay, you guys come over here. You guys come over here. Visitors have won the toss and have elected to receive. Wish each other luck and bring those squads out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Class C football game between the visiting Eagles from Dobbs Ferry and your Rhinebeck Blackcats.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Ian Sachs on a beautiful clear day, about 64 degrees, sun is shining, limited wind at only 5 miles per hour. Dobbs Ferry has just won the coin toss and they have elected to receive here in the first half. Kicking for the Rhinebeck Blackcats is going to be John Luiso. And the kick is off. Received by Dobbs Ferry. It is Chris De La Rosa who brings the ball down to about the 35 on the kick return.
short kick there, Anthony. So good opening field position for Dobbs Ferry, and you know, Rhinebeck probably would have liked a little deeper kick, but they'll take whatever they can get, and as long as Dobbs isn't starting in Rhinebeck territory, I guess that's a good start.
So they're going to place the ball at the 37-yard line as the Eagles break. Cipriano hands it off up the middle, and rumbling forward for a short gain is Dobbs Ferry running back Jabril Kapadia. And Jabril Kapadia, he has done some damage this year, Ian. He has rushed over 1,100 yards, and he is somebody to watch today.
Oh, I expect Dobbs Ferry to go to him a lot in today's game, as he is their #1 running back, certainly.
So Cipriano calls in motion his receiver, and there's looks like an offsides on Dobbs Ferry, but let's get the call from the referee.
False. I think
it could
you're right.
have been false.
I think it is false start.
Could be a false start call. Let's see what his call is. Yep. So it is a false start, and that's against Dobbs Ferry.
And the Rhinebeck fans right near us liking that, pushing the Eagles back. Always good, no matter whether it's a penalty or a negative yardage play.
So again, he's got Kapadia in the backfield. Calling in motion, Cipriano does again his receiver. Now he fakes the handoff and takes it himself, and there looks to be no gain on the play as the Rhinebeck defense swarmed Cipriano.
A group of 3 black hats right there, all up on that play, and they smelt it from the beginning.
So there's no gain on that play, and third down is coming up for Dobbs Ferry.
Third and long situation here. I wonder if they'll actually go to the air now.
Cipriano's got Kapadia in the backfield. He fakes the handoff. He's rolling right. Pass is intercepted. Jake Sevion Nick DeRico, has intercepted the pass, and he takes it home for Rhinebeck. Touchdown, Blackhawks.
And just like that, the Panthers are in business, up 6-0, not even 2 minutes into the game. Absolutely huge momentum changer there. And we're only a minute and a half into the game, Anthony.
Nick DeRico saw that pass being thrown, and he was all over it. Standing right there to bring that one home for the Blackhawks. They strike early. They got 6 on the board the first couple of minutes of the game.
And it looked like Cipriano passed it right into his chest. So, pretty easy interception there.
So Rhinebeck is going to set up for what looks to be a 1-point extra kick here, but we know that they tend to use some special teams trickery. So let's see what ensues. They do go for the kick, and it is good. So the Rhinebeck Blackcats tack on the extra point, and it is 7-0. On their first drive, they attack early.
I guess they figured save the trickery for a little later in the game when they might need it, Anthony.
Yeah, we definitely saw last week against Blindbrook. Rhinebeck definitely went to some special teams trick plays, and we saw them setting up for the kick and then turning that play into a pass play. But right here, they're going with the conventional extra point. And I mean, you definitely, I agree with you, you definitely don't want to let a team think you're going to always be doing something. And it seemed as always if they were going to have a trick up their sleeve on special teams. So here they change it up.
And I'm sure the Dobbs Ferry coaching staff under head coach James Moran made sure that the special teams defense there knew to look for a potential trick play. So this feels pretty familiar. Rhinebeck kicking off to Dobbs, huh, Anthony?
Yeah. John Luiso will be kicking off now to the Dobbs Ferry Eagles. Right in the center of them, and Najee Smith of the receiving team.
hopefully he could kick it a little deeper this time. Not that it mattered on the last possession.
There's a squib kick, and it's grabbed there by Daniel Foresti, and he's taken down by the Black Cats defense back at the 25-yard line. Not too much of a gain at all.
The initial hit there from Chris Reicher, and really stopping any chance that he had and picking up a big gain on the return.
On the tackle for the Black Cats, number 37, Chris Richard.
And it was Chris Richard on the tackle there for the Black Cats. Looks like they're spotting the ball at about the 28-yard line.
Looks about right, Anthony.
And here go the Dobbs Ferry Eagles on their next drive, calling in motion, wide receiver. There's a pitch left, and it's Daniel Foresti who tries to turn the corner but goes out of bounds after a short gain.
He picked up some pretty good yardage there, Anthony. Just about a yard shy of the first down. That's where they're spotting the ball.
Almost 10 yards, and second down and short for the Eagles.
So it's going to be second down and short for the Eagles now.
And I guess after the last possession where...
And he calls in motion Foresti, fakes the pitch, and then gives it to Jabril Kapadia, who burst through the middle. See if he got the first down. I believe he did.
So, as I was saying, after the last possession where they tried to run it up the gut and not have too much success, starting this drive off with a pitch going to the outside, pretty good plan for Dobbs Ferry.
So it's going to be a whole new set of downs now, 1st and 10 for the Dobbs Ferry Eagles. Cipriano is going to set up, taking the snap normally, not too much in shotgun, but he's calling his receiver in motion, and he hands it off to Najee Smith, who turns the corner on the right side of the field and is taken down.
And he stumbled for the last maybe 2 yards there, and able to pick up the extra yardage, bring it up about 2nd and 4.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 2nd and 4, so another good gain there for Dobbs Ferry. Going to the run game a lot here early on.
Well, we expected that in this game. A lot of running on both sides. Probably not too many passes, so if you wanted the quarterbacks to air it out, this isn't the game for that.
Cipriano calls in motion his receiver, and Foresti gets the pitch, and he's taken down by Pedro J. Cueto. And we saw Pedro J. Cueto with 20 solo tackles in the first 2 games of the Rhinex season this year. So we know he can get the job done as far as defense is concerned.
So now we've got about a 3rd and 5 set up here, Anthony. Last time on 3rd down, they went to the air. I wonder if after the interception, they're going to reconsider that.
Cipriano fakes the handoff, takes it himself up the middle, and it looks like he's got the first down.
And not only did he get the first down, but now, for the first time today, Dobbs Ferry is into Rhinex territory.
That's correct. So that is a big play. I'd say that's some courageous play calling there. It was a 3rd and 5. I mean, you would think they would try and pass the ball there.
Yeah, well, after the 3rd down interception last drive, probably a little nervous to go to the air again on 3rd down.
Cipriano calls in motion Foresti, fakes the handoff, and now Cipriano again taking himself. He breaks a couple of tackles and is finally taken down.
Pedro J. Cueto again.
For it looked to be just shy of the first down.
Number 2, Chris Cipriano. Goes for almost 10 yards.
That's a gain of about almost 10 yards. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout here, so we'll be back here on LMC Varsity Sports. The Rhinex Black Cats leading the Eagles 7-0. We're back here on LMC Varsity Sports, and it's going to be about 2nd and 1 for the Dobbs Ferry Eagles as they try to convert another first down. Calling in motion Najee Smith. He hands it off to Kapadia, and Kapadia is taken down by the Dobbs Ferry defense, but he does get the first down.
Rhinex defense, Anthony.
What did I say?
You said by the Dobbs Ferry defense.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize.
I don't think his defense is
No,
trying
they're
to
not
tackle
playing
him.
defense and offense at the same time.
They're not scrimmaging. This game is very much for real, being a Class C semifinal in Section 1.
So another first down for the Dobbs Ferry Eagles. Cipriano has Capadia in the backfield, and he hands it off right to Capadia, who turns it up the field and is taken down.
Got to about the 30-yard line there. So Dobbs Ferry very methodically moving up the field and progressing toward the red zone and potentially the end zone.
We're about the 29. It's a 5-yard gain, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5 now for the Dobbs Ferry Eagles offense, who's trying to, let's be honest, they're trying to bring it home here. This has been their best drive so far this game.
Well, their only other drive ended in an interception, so they're hoping for a better result here.
Had Varsity in motion, then he pitches it left, and Varsity is tackled for what looked to be a gain of none. And it was the Rhinebeck defense who swarmed them.
Cueto in there again on the initial hit. Cueto's just a ball hawk. Wherever the runner is, he's there to stop him.
It's going to be 3rd down and about 5 here for Dobbs Ferry Eagles.
I wonder, first time they had 3rd down, last drive picked off. This time, on this drive, when they had 3rd down, they run it.
That's a fumble. Cipriano falls on it, recovers the fumble, almost coughed up the ball there, but luckily for the Eagles, they're able to keep the ball in this instance.
And it looked like if Cipriano didn't fumble it there, it looked like he was going to hand it off to Najee Smith, but unable to get the handoff as he fumbled it there.
So that's a 2-yard loss on that play, and they're going to bring the kicking team onto the field.
And with the short field, this is difficult for a punter because if you try to kick it as deep as you can, that'll be in the end zone and a touchback, so not too much gain there.
There's the kick, and it's blocked by Cueto. The ball rolls down to about the 12-yard line.
The Eagles punt was tipped by number 11, Pedro J. Cueto.
Looks like about the 17.
17-yard line.
But really, the blocked punt might not have hurt Dobbs Ferry too much, because if he was able to get all the air under that one, it might have gone out the back of the end zone, and then they'd be setting up at the 20. So really, you can think of it as the blocked punt pushed Rhinebeck back 3 yards.
So the Black Cats will set up here. Sevion in shotgun formation. He's got Brescia behind him, and he hands it off to his running back, and Brescia's brought down.
And really, this is the first time all game we're going to be able to see this Rhinebeck offense led by Brescia, because their 7 points came off of that interception.
So that's a loss on that play, and it's going to bring up 2nd down now for the Black Cats. And we haven't seen Brescia do much of that this season. He's always picking up gains on his runs.
Well, this Dobbs Ferry team remembers the first time they scored off, where Brescia ran for, I believe, his season average 234 yards.
And Sevion handed it off to Pedro J. Cueto, who finds the hole and picks up a big gain for the Rhinebeck Black Cats.
There is a flag on the play, a late flag.
So the refs are converging at this moment. Let's see what their call is. If that comes back, that's a big loss for the Black Cats.
Warning on Rhinebeck, there will be no yardage. This is a warning.
And that is a sideline warning on the Rhinebeck Black Cats. There's no yardage on that play. No yardage sacrifice on that play.
So fortunate for Rhinebeck that they didn't call that run back.
Yeah, that was only a warning. So the flag was a warning. Next time, there's probably going to be a penalty enforced, which would sacrifice that big run. But Sevion sets up in shotgun.
Starting off at about the 43.
And there's the option. He rolls left. He pitches it to Brescia. Brescia turns it up the sideline and is brought down at about the 47-yard line.
And it looks like they're going to give Brescia the first down. He got right to that first down marker, and yep, they are.
That is enough. You're right, Ian. That's enough for a first down. It was about 10-yard gain on that play.
10 yards right on the nose. So big pickup there. Another first down for Rhinebeck.
Moving the chains along. Jake Sevion setting up in shotgun. He's got his back behind him in I formation. And there's the handoff to Brescia, heading straight up the gut. But there's the Dobbs Ferry Eagles defense to meet him, pushing him back now a few yards. Let's see if he did look like he made a gain on the play.
Well, they'll give him forward progress, picking up about a yard and a half, it looks like, from our trajectory up here. So it'll be second and either a short 8 or a long 9. Or no, a long 8 or a short 9.
So from the 45-yard line, it's going to be about second down here. It's going to be second down.
Second down seems like a good estimate.
Second down's an estimate. Sevion with Brescia to the right of him, and he fakes it to Brescia. Sevion finds the hole, and there's a gain for Rhinebeck. This would be just short of the first down.
Really good play call there by Rhinebeck. Dobbs Ferry expecting Brescia, and Sevion takes it himself there.
So it's going to be 3rd and 2. Now, if you look back at that play, the ball did come loose, but the runner, Sevion was down, so that wouldn't be considered a fumble. As the 3rd and 2 here with Sevion setting up an I formation. He pitches it right to Brescia. He's got his fullback Cueto in front of him. A good block by Cueto, but there's the Dobbs Ferry defense coming up big.
Well, actually, there were 2 Eagles right there, but Brescia did slip right on the 40-yard line, which hindered his opportunity to maybe make a cut and move upfield.
So we do have a flag on the play, as that one comes up short to try and convert there.
That is also for a sideline warning against the Eagles.
And now we have a sideline warning on the other side of the field as the Dobbs Ferry Eagles get the warning.
So now this gives the Eagles, or this gives the Black Hats another opportunity. Oh!
It's going to be 4th down here, and they're going to look to go for it. As Sevion sets up in shotgun, he's got Brescia to the left of him. And there's the handoff to Brescia, but a flag is on the play before Brescia even begins his run.
I like the call here by Rhinebeck early in the game.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment. 6-6.
So we got encroachment on the Dobbs Ferry defense, and that is a big penalty here.
I believe it's a 5-yard penalty, which should give them a first down for the Black Hats. So very interesting decision there. You decide to go for it and you pick up the first down without even having to run a 4th down play.
Wouldn't you love that every time? So a whole new set of downs now for the Rhinebeck Black Hats. And Jake Sevion setting up in shotgun with Brescia behind him. There's the handoff to Brescia, and he finds a gap and rumbles forward for a gain on that play. To be a gain of about 3.
And the Eagles' defensive line was able to push up the Rhinebeck offensive line, but Brescia was able to find his hole and punch through for a short gain.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 6. That was a gain of 4 for Brescia, and he's doing his job so far. He's got a lot, as you mentioned before, a lot of forward progress from him.
And with Brescia, he's such a bruiser that he doesn't have that one big run. It's pound and ground, 3 yards here, 4 yards there, 2 yards there, a 5-yard gain.
Sevion calls in motion. Richard hands it off to Brescia. Brescia taken down by the Eagles' defense. maybe a 1 yard gain on the play.
Do you think the Eagles are catching on that they're going to give it to Brescia a lot?
Third down for the
I think so. So now finally able to stuff Brescia around the line of scrimmage, and now it'll bring up 3rd and long for the Black Hats here.
Well, it looks to be about a 3rd and 5 on the play.
Let's go!
Maybe a little more than that, 3rd and 6.
We are under a minute here in the first quarter.
Sevion takes it himself, runs left, and he's taken down by the Eagles defense before he picks up the first down. So that's going to be a 4th down now for the Rhinebeck Black Hats.
Picks up about 3 yards.
It's about a 3-yard gain, so it's going to be 4th and 5.
It'll be interesting. The last time they had their 4th down play, Sevion set up under center instead of in shotgun, but now still.
Sevion's got trips on the right. He rolls right, looking for an intended target, and he's taken down in the backfield by Rohan Cherry and Ash for his 8th sack of the season. But there is a flag down on the play.
With a flag down with 0.3 of a second, they stopped the clock here in the first quarter.
So we're waiting for the referees to make the call. Looks like holding on the offense, so holding on the Black Hats, and it is declined. So it's going to be turnover on downs for the Eagles, and they'll have the ball now at the 42-yard line.
Where luckily in football, you don't have to finish the play before the quarter ends because there's 0.3 of a second left. So as long as they get the snap off, and they will because the clock is stopped, they have
a shot to score here.
Yeah.
1 shot to score.
Unless there's a penalty, you never know.
You never know. Cipriano with Capadia in the backfield, and he hands it right to his running back. Capadia turning the corner, and he's taken down at it looks to be the 50-yard line.
Eagles carry on the play by number 44, Jabril Capadia. Picks up 8
Capadia,
yards.
big gain there of 8 yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and 2 at the end of the quarter. A 7-0 Rhinebeck Black Cats lead here on LMC Varsity Sports.
Ian Sachs and Anthony Carlo back here at Rhinebeck High School for the start of the second quarter between the Rhinebeck Black Cats and the Dobbs Ferry Eagles. Rhinebeck leads 7-0 on an interception, and Dobbs Ferry has the ball right at midfield for a 2nd and 2. They pitch it off to the side, and he picks up a big run, takes it all the way to about the 32-yard line. That was Capadia on the run. Big pickup there to start this quarter, Anthony.
Yeah, well, we talked a lot about this being the battle of the running backs. We've been reiterating that all game long, but Capadia with a big gain there. If you've got running backs like Rhinebeck has in Brescia and the Eagles having Capadia, why not use them?
Why not? Exactly. And we've been seeing a lot of them so far today. So setting up at about the 34-yard line is the Eagles, and Cipriano hands off to Capadia, who is tackled for a short gain, maybe about 2 yards by, looks like a slew of Black Hats in there.
Well, Matt Garofalo there looked to be leading the tackle. And look, there's no, as you mentioned before, there's no lying about what both of these teams are trying to do. So it's just it's a matter of time before these defenses start recognizing, and it will be hard though with the talent in these running backs that they have.
Cipriano hands off to Capadia again, who pushes it to the outside and picks up a nice gain. Pretty close to the first down. Looks like setting up about a 3rd and 3.
So Ian, what's interesting here is that even with the defenses recognizing what both of these offensive plans look like, obviously involving largely Brescia and largely Capadia. With the talent these running backs possess, it's still going to be hard to stop them in this game.
Yeah, the defenses know you're going to run it, and the offenses are saying, try and stop us.
Exactly.
And they stay on the ground again. Cipriano all the way to the end zone. Touchdown.
Eagles touchdown by number 2, Chris Cipriano.
So Cipriano faked the handoff there and took it himself. Runs it in for the touchdown, and we see that the running game covers all facets on the Eagles team as the quarterback with the fooling the defense right there.
You know, we were talking when Reinach had the ball about Sevian being that dual threat quarterback, handing it off and taking it himself. Well, we see a little of that from Cipriano right there as the Eagles are setting up for the extra point now. And it looks like Varsity aligning for the kick. Kick is up and good. 7-7.
In a league where kicking is not the strong point of many of these teams, these two teams have proved that they do have that weapon in their arsenal.
So, both kickers 1 for 1 so far today on extra points. We're tied here at 7. 10:15 left in the second quarter. And now we get another look at the Reinach offense, spearheaded by Jake Sevian and Dom Brescia.
The dynamic duo, I like to call them, and you mentioned the dually skilled quarterback in Jake Sevian. You know, they run that option play with him a lot, and we saw that on their last possession, and it's going to be interesting to see if those two players can carry this offense to try and get an edge on this Eagles team. I mean, they've done it all year long.
Yeah, you know, the way Reinach has been able to run the ball so successfully that the opposing defenses know they're going to run it, and Reinach saying, we know you know our plan, try and stop us.
The last game they had against Blindbrook, I don't believe there was any receptions in that game. You might have to check me on that one, but the receptions were so low in that game. The ball was passed so minimally. They just had Brescia continuing to chug on these 300-plus rushing games.
And you know, I expect that more to continue today with both of these teams being so heavily weighted toward the running game. So now Cipriano setting up for the kickoff, and of course we have Brescia back deep to receive it. He squibs it, and it looks like Dobbs Ferry recovered it, but the kick did not go 10 yards. It looked like it only went 9, Anthony.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting there. That was an onside kick attempt.
And they're giving it to Reinach for lack of distance, just a little longer, and that would have been a very interesting trick play by Dobbs Ferry.
If
they were able to execute that play correctly, that would have given the Eagles such an advantage in this game. I mean, it's 7-7 right now. They're trying to, tack on after they just scored on their last possession. So it looms very large that Reinach was able to get that ball back right there.
You don't want to say a turning point this early in the game, but it very well could have been. But anyway, the Black Cats have the ball. Sevian in shotgun with Brescia right next to him, and of course, he fakes the handoff, takes it himself, picks up nice chunky yardage, looks like maybe about 6-7 yards.
So what Dom Brescia does there is he recognizes, at least in that moment, that he had the hole up the middle, because he cut back up the middle. He could have bent that outside, but he decides to go up the middle. I don't know if it was I think it was the best decision in that case, because they picked up a good chunk of yardage on that play.
So 2nd down and 4 now for Reinach.
Crowd getting very loud here.
Sevian in shotgun. He takes it himself again and pushes forward just to about the 1st down marker, maybe a yard shy. They're giving him the 1st down, moving the chains. So another first down here for Rhinebeck.
We see the Black Cats run many variations off of that play. They usually Sevion hands it off to Brescia, then there's times he fakes it to Brescia off of that formation and heads up the middle. They use many variations of the draw.
And, so far this drive, we've seen 2 runs from Sevion. You have to expect Brescia to get in the action here. And Sevion goes to the air, tries a lateral to number 44, Chris Colangelo, but it is incomplete, but so
looked like a well-executed play. It was set up for a good gain there, and maybe that's why this is a ground and pound team. I mean, if you don't have the short catches in the playbook, then you're definitely going to utilize somebody like Dom Brescia.
Looking for the action in the screen pass there, but first you have to catch the ball. Bringing up 2nd down and 10 now for Rhinebeck. And again, 3 plays so far this drive, no Brescia. Look for him to get it setting up in the I formation, and there's Brescia. Pounds it up the middle, and once he gets to that 2nd gear, just takes it all the way to the 25-yard line.
Well, let me credit the blocking there, because they created a big hole for Dom Brescia to explode through, and finishing off at the end, you may not think it was an essential part of this play, but John Luiso holds up on a block there that lets Brescia get that extra yard at the end, and sometimes that's all that matters.
Brescia brought down at the 17-yard line, where Rhinebeck is setting up 1st and 10. First time this offense is in the red zone today, Anthony. I expect another Brescia. Keep the hot hand, and Brescia takes it, brings it down to just outside the 10-yard line.
Well, they're sticking with the hot hand, as you said, as you coined that term, and it looks like the Black Cats are going to try and attack the Eagles' defense by continuously running Brescia in this red zone attempt.
Come on, guys. Do it again.
So, bringing up about 2nd and about 4 here for Rhinebeck at the 11-yard line. Sevion in shotgun, hands it off to Brescia again, who tries to bounce it to the outside, turns, swings into the end zone, touchdown, Dom Brescia.
Well, that is what we like to call a bull in a china closet. He tried to bounce it outside, it wasn't there. He cuts back over the middle, blasts through that hole, and they try and hold on to him, but they can't stop him, Ian. They just can't.
And that's the power of Dom Brescia, racing it inside from the 11-yard line. Putting the Black Cats back on top, 13-7, as they set up for the extra point now. 7:45 left in the 2nd quarter.
Talk about yards after contact. Dom Brescia is definitely somebody who gives you that advantage.
And Rhinebeck going for the 2-point conversion here. And Sevion keeps it himself, barrels into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Now 15-7, Rhinebeck on top.
And there you go, utilizing of both Jake Sevion and Dom Brescia. They use Brescia to power that whole drive, and then Sevion takes it himself for the 2-point conversion. It's hard to stop these two.
Every point you don't know whether Sevion will keep it himself or give it to Brescia.
Brescia is such a skilled runner in what he does. I mean, on that particular drive, we saw so many instances where he turned nothing into something.
As I think you mentioned on the eventual touchdown scoring play, yards after initial contact, Dom Brescia is so good at that is why he, entering this game through 6 games this year, had 14,008 yards. I mean, just a power running back, Anthony. So, Rhinebeck and Dobbs Ferry setting up for the kickoff here. Number 88, John Luiso, putting the ball on the tee. Back deep a trio of Eagles, including number 7, Najee Smith, in the middle. And that is Varsity on the return. Brings it to about the 37-yard line. Excuse me, I have to correct something I said earlier. I had Brescia said, I said 14,000 yards, 1,400 yards. He's prolific, not quite that prolific.
He might not be on this planet if he was rushing for 14,000.
I think if he had 14,000 yards in 6 games, he'd be in the NFL right now.
I think so.
So
Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Anthony, for bringing that to my attention. Excuse me there. So the Eagles setting up now with Cipriano under center, gives it to Varsity, who bounces it to the outside, picks up about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play.
We see this Eagles offense, and we see they like to work a lot of different parts into this, and we see Varsity is one of them. They utilize him in the run game. Cipriano runs the ball. We've seen that. And they got a lot of action always going on in that backfield. They call a lot of players in motion.
And then, of course, they always have Capadia, who really is their horse of a running back. Cipriano hands it off, fakes the handoff, now tries to pitch it. They're calling it an incomplete pass.
I'm guessing nobody passed the line of scrimmage there.
There was no fumble on the play. It was actually an incomplete forward
I guess he got rid of the ball before the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
So
it looked like to be a flea flicker sort of play.
Fortunate there for Dobbs Ferry that he wasn't in front of the line of scrimmage. That would be a penalty, Anthony.
Yeah, that would have been a forward pitch if they would pass the line of scrimmage. And you know, as you know, you have to laterally or pitch the ball behind you.
So 3rd and 6 now for the Eagles as Cipriano looks for someone to pitch it to, doesn't find anyone, and is swallowed up by the Black Hats.
But I don't know if that play was designed to be a fake pitch to Varsity and then take it up the middle, and the Rhinebeck defense just stopped him before he made any progress, or if that was actually a missed call there, and Varsity didn't stop to turn around.
But either way, stopping the Black Hats stopping the Eagles. So now 4th and 7, Eagles punting the ball, and it's Varsity punting it to number 37, Reicher, who takes it back to about the 40-yard line, but there are penalty flags on this play.
A quick possession for the Eagles, but you have to take a look at what these penalties are. Last week, Rhinebeck was involved in a game against Blindbrook where the game was overshadowed by the amount of penalties, especially the first half. The first half was whistles every moment.
Personal foul, or blocking the back on Rhinebeck. So right now the ball is at the 41-yard line, but Rhinebeck is going to be pushed back.
There's definitely a sense of both of these teams playing very hard in this game. Dobbs Ferry, last time they lost this game, looking to get redemption here.
Well, also, you have to remember, this is for a chance to play for a Section 1 championship. So, always emotion and motivation right there. So, setting up for the first down now at the 22-yard line. 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for Rhinebeck. We have Sevion in shotgun. And another flag on the play. And Anthony, we're seeing it again now.
Hope I didn't jinx anything by bringing up the penalty-covered game of last week against Blindbrook. It looks like we have a false start here against the Black Hats.
So now we're looking at a 1st and 15. So first you have the 10-yard penalty. Now a false start pushing them back 5 yards. Anthony, they're going in the wrong direction.
They are. And right now, they do have a lead, but you don't want to fall asleep. I'll tell you that much. You don't want to squander that lead at all.
Sevian takes the snap, hands it off to Brescia, who's swallowed up by number 72, Rohan Cherry and Ash.
And we know what this kid can do. Rohan Cherry and Ash. He is a run stopper. He also leads the team in sacks with 8. We saw him pick up his 8th sack before. And when you have somebody on defense that can put on pressure like he does, your defense is going to be in good shape, especially up front.
And especially with the running games, you want that big offensive line presence, and he provides that. Sevian hands it off to Brescia. Brescia bounces it to the outside, hits the second level, and is brought down by number 45 on number 15 on the Eagles, Hadi Darvish.
So Dom Brescia doing right there, we spoke about this before, but not many running backs have the talent and the ability to not only be able to smash it up the middle and break tackles and have yards after initial contact, but he also has the speed to turn a corner.
So now 3rd down and about 6 or 7 yards for Rhinebeck. Brescia again pounds it up the middle for about 2 yards maybe. Bringing up 4th and roughly 5.
Just got to cover.
So the Rhinebeck is bringing out their punt team, but always have to be wary. A potential trick play here could be a big difference maker. No, number 37, Chris Reichert, set to punt for Rhinebeck. Takes it in the air. Good punt.
Yeah.
And number 15, Hadi Darvish, fields it, picks up maybe about a yard. So
Looked like he slipped on the play.
So Dobbs Ferry starting this possession at the 45-yard line. So pretty good field position. Always good if you can start your field position around midfield, and they have that starting at their own 45. So it'll be interesting to see, with 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in the half, if they can pound the ground and pound the running game and chew up this clock and maybe try to get a score right before halftime.
Always helps when you can create that amount of separation before half. Or I should say, if you can try and scrounge back before half.
Cipriano hands it off to Capadia, who gets tackled in the backfield for a loss of about 2 or 3 yards.
Well, that was a great job. That was a great job of the Rhinebeck defense recognizing that run play before it even happened, and they're able to get into that backfield and stop somebody as dangerous as Capadia is.
So setting up 2nd and about 13 now for the Eagles. And I believe Dobbs Ferry might have all 3 of their timeouts left, which could come up key late in this half. Cipriano takes the pass, pitches off to number 44, Capadia, who gets tackled right before he goes out by number 11, Pedro J. Cueto, and number 32, Cameron Broom.
Pedro J. Cueto and Cameron Broom just on the attack right there. I mean, I would hate to see 2 guys their size, 2 kids their size coming at me if I'm running the football.
So now 3rd and very long for Dobbs Ferry. 3rd and about 14 now. We are inside of 3 minutes left in the first half. Cipriano takes a snap, takes it himself, but goes down. And he is met by number 51, Zach Schmalecki. Cipriano picks up about 5 or 6 yards on the play, but that sets up 4th and 8 for this Eagles offense, and it looks like they're going to send out the punt team.
Yeah.
2 minutes, 19 seconds left.
Yes, I would have liked to see some sort of pass variation on that drive, but as we see, Cipriano is 14 for 22 for 239 yards passing this season. Not great, but not terrible. So, I mean, I'd like to see him utilized a little bit more in the passing game.
Foresty's punt over the head of number 37, Chris Reichart, who takes it and falls on it. And wait, so the Rhinebeck offense will start at about the 10-yard line. So a good punt.
It was a good punt, and the Rhinebeck receiving team was not able to get back there and catch that ball. Thinking maybe they should have dropped back a little bit and tried. I mean, it was sort of a line drive kick, but I mean, that ball, letting that land and roll back definitely put them in worse field position than they could have been.
Minute 54 left in the second quarter as Sevion looks like he's about to throw, but keeps it himself, hits the second gear, bounces it to the outside, goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And an important play there, he was able to get out of bounds, stopping the clock at a minute 43.
As you said, Sevion had dropped back looking to throw, and he didn't see anybody initially. Looked like he wanted to get off a pass pretty quickly there and just decided to go for it. And it wasn't a bad choice either.
No, picking up about 20 yards. So now first down at the 31-yard line for the Black Hats. Sevion in shotgun with Brescia to his right. Fakes the handoff to Brescia. And he goes to the air to Pedro J. Alvarez, who takes it into Dobbs Ferry territory and is pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
What a pretty play by Jake Sevion and Pedro J. Cueto. Off the fake handoff, he finds Cueto wide open, and what a big play to continue this drive from the Black Hats.
And you know, on the play before this, it looked like Sevion was going to drop back to pass. He keeps it himself, so the Rhinebeck defense doesn't know. He looks like he's going to throw it, but is he going to run it? They don't know, and he finds Cueto, excuse me.
That's the way you win games, Ian. You trick the defense like that.
And now they go right back to Brescia, who gets tripped by one of his own linemen, but yet battles for 1 yard there. 1 minute 22 left, and there is a timeout from Rhinebeck.
Looks like we're not going to see any DeMarco Murray buying the offensive line laptops from Don Brescia anytime soon with that trip. But no, in all honesty, you have to credit the offensive line this year for Don Brescia. I mean, you don't get, as talented as he is, you don't make such progress without a good offensive line.
And that's why we were saying this is a battle of the running backs, but also a battle of the line of scrimmage. The offense and defensive lines proving key in this game that, yes, you need a good running back, but you need the line up front.
And you go back to that play earlier, the play 2 plays ago with the fake handoff and then hitting Pedro J. Cueto on that gain. You realize that you're speaking about what makes them so dangerous, and that's exactly it, because it's Sevion, who we've seen run the ball a lot lately, and Brescia, we've seen him run the ball a lot lately. But when you throw in a play like that, you can see the defense was completely fooled, and that may be the key in this game if Rhinebeck comes away with the win.
So both sides coming back out onto the field now. Minute 22 left, 2nd and 9 from the 35-yard line for Rhinebeck. Sevion in shotgun, Brescia to his right, and now Cueto in motion. Sevion drops back, looks for...
I think there's pass interference on that play.
Looking for number 44, Chris Colangelo, overthrown there. Anthony wanting the penalty. Referee's not giving it. So that'll bring up 3rd and 9 for Rhinebeck. 1 minute, 15 seconds left in the first half. It'll be interesting to see, does Rhinebeck stick with their air attack from this drive, or do they go back to their good old-fashioned ground game?
Well, we've seen them use both lately, and Sevion was going for the deep bomb there, just couldn't execute.
Sevion setting up under center here. And he pitches it outside to Brescia, who who scampers all the way for the first down, getting just enough yardage to move the chains.
Yeah, Brescia exploded up the sideline there, utilizing that speed that he has, and another big run from their big running back.
Well, actually, they're marking him down 1 yard shy of the first down marker. So, an interesting play here now for Rhinebeck. 1 minute 4 seconds left in the second quarter. They take a timeout. Ian Sachs, Anthony Carlo back here. 1 minute 4 left in the second quarter. Rhinebeck with a 4th and 1 at the Dobbs Ferry 26-yard line. And there is a timeout by Dobbs Ferry now. So each side able to see what the other one was thinking on that play, and Dobbs Ferry wants to talk it over.
That's right, and you know, we were speaking about before how we're looking for maybe Jake Sevion to run it on this play. You know, you brought up to me, you think he might fake the handoff to Brescia and try to keep it himself. You know, you saw that would be I think a perfect play execution. Thinking about a play earlier, he faked the handoff and tried to throw it deep. So you run many variations off of the same play, you get results.
Yeah, I expect Sevion to keep it himself here. A little quarterback keeper, just needing 1 yard to move the chains and extend this drive. So Rhinebeck broke their timeout huddle before Dobbs Ferry. So now they're in the huddle
of the sectional soccer playoff. They will be playing
and now Dobbs Ferry coming back onto the field. So we are set up here for 4th and 1, Anthony. From the 26-yard line. Sevion in shotgun, fakes the handoff to Brescia. He goes for the air, passes it to Pedro J. Cueto, who takes it all the way to the 10, to the 5, and that's where he brought out of bounds.
Well, Ian, when they went with that same play as they did earlier, that got them such a large gain, and they just used the opposite side of the field. But once again, that play is working because the defense is expecting Sevion to fake that handoff and take it himself, or they're expecting him to just hand the ball off. And he finds Pedro J. Cueto again open, and again they pick up a big gain on that play, on the verge of scoring.
So now, 1st and goal at the 5-yard line for the Black Hats, and plenty of time to score with 54 seconds left in the half. Sevion again setting up under center. And this time he pitches it to Brescia, who bounces it to the outside and powers his way maybe to the 3-yard line. Brought out by 3 Eagles, led by Hadi Darvish and Rohan Cherry and Ash.
It'll be 2nd down and goal for the Black Hats.
Well, the Eagles making a big stop there, and if they want to keep this game in some sort of reach, it's going to be imperative that they come up with another big stop here.
So 47 seconds left in the half. 2nd and goal from just inside the 5-yard line for Rhinebeck.
You don't want Rhinebeck taking a 2-touchdown lead going into halftime.
Sevion in shotgun, fumbles it.
He's on it, right?
And Dobbs Ferry recovers the fumble.
Wow.
It's number 15, Hadi Darvish, coming up with the takeaway.
Talk about big stop. That's more than a big stop for Dobbs Ferry right there, and they come up with a huge play. Sevion wasn't able to handle the snap on that play, and right now Dobbs Ferry has a short opportunity to come back before halftime.
Now, Anthony, being Dobbs Ferry here, 41 seconds left in the half. You're at the Rhinebeck 5-yard line. Or, excuse me, the Rhinebeck 10-yard line. Do you just take a knee, run out the clock, or try to get a quick score here?
Well, that's interesting because you don't want to turn the ball over and you don't want Rhinebeck scoring regardless. I would go for some short yardage here like they're doing right now, but we do have a flag on the play and just run down the clock.
On the play by number 44.
Capadia on the run there.
There's a flag on the field.
Ian, the war was won with with fumble recovery. The war was won. Your point here for Dobbs Ferry was to not let the Black Cats score, especially as close to the red zone as they were approaching halftime. They did that. No need to go crazy right now.
I would agree with you there, Anthony. I think you take the 8-point deficit entering the half, and you say, you know what? At least we're not down 2 scores.
Exactly.
100% agree with you, Anthony. Penalty on the play there. So pushing Dobbs Ferry back half the distance to the goal. So they're setting up at the 5-yard line now. And Anthony, with the clock running at 30 seconds, I say they just take a knee and go into the locker room.
Let's go! Let's go!
So the Eagles coming out, Cipriano, and another whistle.
Another flag on the field.
Another flag on the play. And it will be offsides on Rhinebeck. So
The indication is offside against the Black Cats.
one penalty pushes the Eagles back 5 yards. Now that play moves them back forward 5 yards.
Mark off, it'll bring up first down and 10.
So anyway, clock running down, 15 seconds left in the half now, and really probably just one more play in store for the second quarter as Cipriano goes to hand it off to Foresty, who bounces it to the outside, doesn't pick up any yardage as time expires. Closing out the first half, Rhinebeck leads 15-7. We'll be back for the second half right after this. We're set here to start the third quarter at Rhinebeck High School. Dobbs Ferry kicking off to the Rhinebeck Black Hats. Rhinebeck up 15-7. Number 2, Chris Cipriano kicking off, squibbing it. And it is number 28, Dom Brescia, falling on it at the 31-yard line. And that's where Rhinebeck will begin their first possession of the second half.
Well, good thing he fell on it, otherwise it would have been a fumble. The ball was touched prior to that. But yeah, the Rhinebeck Black Cats come out here with the lead in the second half. They're looking to protect that lead. But it's going to be tough. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. This Dobbs Ferry team has proved that they definitely have talent. 5-2 this year so far.
And so Sevion starting off in shotgun, Brescia right behind him. Takes a snap, hands it off to Brescia, who powers it up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage, wrapped up by number 64, Daniel Ward. So, second down and 8 for Rhinebeck.
It's going to be interesting to see. Sevion, we saw him at the end of the second quarter starting to throw the ball a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see if they incorporate that more. It did work with Pedro J. Cueto a lot. Twice they had significant gains.
Well, on the first play, keeping it on the ground, and yet again on the second play now, Brescia trying to find room, goes to the outside, picks up maybe about a yard.
Brescia there shaking and baking on one of his attempted tacklers.
It'll bring up third down for the Black Cats.
Setting up third and about 6 yards for the Black Hats. Third down, and Anthony, as you mentioned, they did start to break out the passing game a little bit towards the end of the second half, towards the end of the second quarter, excuse me. So it'll be interesting to see if on this third down now, they go to the air again.
Let's go, Rhinebeck!
Sevion sets up under center, but hands it off to Brescia, who brings it to the near side, gets enough for the first down, and into Dobbs Ferry territory, stepping out at the 49-yard line. So that is where Rhinebeck will set up for a first down.
Well, that was an interesting play calling there because You may have thought that Sevian was going to fake the handoff to his fullback first, who was an I formation, and then hand it off to Brescia. But what he did was he continued to roll right and hand it off to Brescia.
Now Sevian under center again, going with Brescia, who gets tackled in the backfield by, we've said his name many times today, Rohan Cherry and Ash.
Looked exactly like the play we just saw. So they went with identical plays back to back, and the Dobbs Ferry defense responded, recognizing it 2 times in a row.
First time they get a big gain and a first down on a 3rd down play. Then on 1st down, lost it 2.
Yeah.
Setting up 2nd and 12 now. Interesting with Sevian again under center as he hands it off to Pedro J. Cueto, who powered up the middle, picked up 4 yards.
They tend to use Pedro J. Cueto like that if they're going to use him on a run play. They tend to put him right up the gut, and he sort of powers for that, maybe that 2-yard gain you need on a 3rd and 2 or something like that for the 1st down. But right there, they used him try and get some yardage, set themselves up for a better looking 3rd down.
So now 3rd and 9 set up here for Rhinebeck at the Dobbs Ferry 48. Sevian in shotgun, shovel pass off to the side to Brescia, and Brescia picks up about 3 yards, but not enough for the 1st down.
Yep, well, there's the option play they run with Sevian and Brescia, and the Dobbs Ferry defense was able to recognize that off the bat. We saw the Black Cats use that earlier on in the game. They've used that a lot in the past, and they have a good combination of Sevian and Brescia to do so with.
And so now the punt team on for Rhinebeck with Chris Richard back to punt. There's a flag on the play. And we're waiting for the refs to indicate the call. False start on Rhinebeck, pushing them back. So just still 4th down, still 4th and long.
Not going to change much, but except for the distance of the punt.
So Richard sets up to punt again, and he takes the punt, low punt, which the Eagles let the Black Cats and DeRico down it at the 14-yard line. So low punt, but a good punt.
It was a good punt. It put them at, the Eagles will come onto the field with decent field position, but could have been worse.
Dobbs Ferry starting at their own 14-yard line, so pretty good for Rhinebeck.
Pretty good. You always like to start at the 20 at least. You never want to start anywhere further back than that.
So Cipriano under center, Capadia behind him, and it is
looked like Brescia wrestling him down.
Brescia making a difference on both sides of the ball today, as Capadia was the runner there. Picks up about 5 yards.
The Black Cats do have a lot of players who change all aspects of the game. Sevian is one of them. He's a dangerous player on special teams. As we know, they're using him as quarterback. We know he can run the ball. He was part of the receiving corps.
Now, 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Cipriano hands it off to Capadia again, who doesn't go anywhere, as Rhinebeck was all over that run play.
In on that tackle, Matt Garofalo. And a good job of the Black Cats stuffing the run with Capadia.
So now that this sets up 3rd down and about 5 yards for the Eagles. We'll see their first drive last half, they went to the air on their first third down, and well, that ended up in 7 points for Rhinebeck. We'll see if they try to go to the air again. Cipriano sets up under center, pitches it to number 20, Foresty, who bounces it to the outside, enough for a first down.
Well, yeah, as you were saying, Ian, they've stayed away from the passing game, especially after the pick six earlier on. I would like to see them return to some sort of passing game here, but they do wind up with the first regardless, and we have an injury now on the field. It looks to be a member of the Dobbs Ferry Eagles.
So,
yeah, we're going to take a break here on LMC Varsity Sports. We'll be right back.
We are back here at Rhinebeck High School. It was Chris Cipriano, the Dobbs Ferry quarterback, who was down on the play and got taken out. He's being looked at on the sideline. So now Dobbs Ferry in the huddle, and they break the huddle with number...
And prior to the snap, we have a timeout on the field for the Eagles.
Timeout Dobbs Ferry. So we'll take another quick break, and then we'll be back here at Rhinebeck High School.
To thank the Rhinebeck Booster Club.
Back here on LMC TV after the Eagles timeout, number 20, Daniel Foresty, taking the snaps for the Eagles, and he hands off to Capadia, who takes it up the middle, picking up about 3 yards.
And on the tackle for the Black Cats, number 15, Matt Garofalo.
6 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the third quarter. Rhinebeck up 15-7.
Matt Garofalo in on that tackle. The Black Cats did a great job there, again stopping the run.
And so Foresty sets up under center, sends Capadia in motion, pitches it to him, and Capadia off to the outside, picks up some yardage. Probably not quite enough for a first down, but definitely moving in the right direction for the Eagles.
Picks up about 4 yards. It'll bring up third down for the Eagles.
Now third down and about 3 yards for Dobbs Ferry.
Well, with a new quarterback in now, with Cipriano injured, it's going to be a tough call whether they want to keep running it or throwing it. I'm going to guess they're going to go with another run play here.
And a handoff. But he powers enough for the first down. They give it to him. And Anthony, good news here. Cipriano is back in the game. So, good news for Eagles fans that at least he didn't get too banged up on that play.
Yeah, their starting quarterback, you definitely don't want him to go down. He's what they've been most used to.
So now 1st and 10 for Dobbs Ferry, starting at their own 39. Cipriano hands it off, and Capadia is swallowed about 1 or 2 yards after the line of scrimmage.
And those runs straight up the gut, the Black Cats are doing a good job of stopping. You know, I'd like to see Dobbs Ferry try and maybe, if they're going to continue with the run game, bend it outside. You know, have a counter or sweep or something like that.
You know, they do send a lot of guys in motion, but they don't run it to the outside that much. And here's another guy in motion, and it looked like we were going to see a pass from Cipriano, but he decides to take it himself, and he's swallowed up by 3 Black Cats right there.
He was looking for a receiver up the sideline, but obviously he didn't see what he wanted and had to take it himself. It's again sticking with the ground and pound technique.
So now 3rd and about 5 for Dobbs Ferry, setting up at their own 44. Cipriano under center with Capadia behind him. He keeps it himself, goes through a hole in the middle, bounces it to the outside in the second level, and gets right to the first down marker.
Eagles carry on the play by number 2, Chris Cipriano.
And they're giving him the first down yardage. Wow, okay. So now first down,
From midfield.
Dobbs Ferry just short of midfield. And
It's a whole new set of downs, and it's a long time of possession so far for the Eagles to open up this second half. And that's what you need if you're looking to tie this game up, which they're trying to do.
good point with the time of possession there. You know, not that many possessions for each team with both of them favoring the run game so much. But now Cipriano goes to the air, and he finds Foresty down the sideline to the 22-yard line. Big pickup there.
And that gets the Dobbs Ferry Eagles fans going. As we mentioned, haven't thrown the ball much today, but if you do want to stick with that, you definitely want to make your next throw be a big one. And that's what's important here, is that was a perfectly placed throw right on the numbers, and it gets them a big gain here, trying to put it into the red zone. They're in the red zone, trying to put it home for a score.
The 28-yard pickup there. Now Foresty on the pitch, takes it to the outside, brought down by number 44, Chris Colangelo, picks up about 2 yards on the play.
And we may have another injured player here on Dobbs Ferry.
Looks like Foresty is holding his thigh a little bit.
Picks up about 2 yards. It'll bring up second down.
But it's number 15, Hattie Darvish, who is down and is going to be helped off the field.
As they assist the Eagles, number 15, Hattie Darvish.
Yeah, Foresty, now that you mention it, he doesn't look like he's in too good shape either. He's squatting, trying to rub that quad muscle. Hopefully they don't lose him, because as you see in the last couple of plays, he loomed large for Dobbs Ferry.
He's that second or third level option on the offensive side that could be the breakout star here.
Could be that X factor.
Exactly. And Cipriano under center gives it to fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, but is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage by number 64,
Carry on the play by number 2, Chris
Daniel
Cipriano.
Humphreys.
On the tackle for the Black Hats, number 64, Daniel Humphreys.
So now, after that big pickup, 2 plays where they haven't been able to get that much, and now the Eagles see a 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. Here from about the 20.
We know that they could be tough in the red
Cipriano
zone.
drops back to pass, gives it to Foresty, who tries to cut to the outside, swallowed up by a pair of Black Hats. And as we said, the ball hog Pedro J. Cueto in on the tackle there again.
Picks up about 4 yards.
Yes, Dobbs Ferry looking to go to Foresty again here in this red zone drive, but it was once again Cueto who was able to stop it, and it's going to be tough now if Dobbs Ferry wants to score here, because the Black Cats defense doesn't get any easier once you get into the red zone.
And now we see a 4th and 5 here from the 16-yard line, from the 17-yard line, and they go to Capadia, who gets clobbered, brought down about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. Turnover on down.
Might have been a smart idea to go with the field goal there, but as we said, in this league, with the kicking not being up to par in terms of a strength for different teams, that may have been their only option there, was to go on a 4th and 5.
So anyway, now Rhinebeck has the ball back, starting at their own 15-yard line, 1:10 left here in the 3rd quarter. Rhinebeck nursing a 15-7 lead over the Dobbs Ferry Eagles. And it is number 11, Pedro J. Cueto,
Blackcats carrying the play by number
taking the ball, taking the handoff, picks up 2 yards, bringing up 2nd and 8.
Well, looking back now on that last possession where the Blackcats are able to stop the Eagles, that may be the stop of this game in order for the Blackcats to put this one away as the third quarter comes to a close in just 40 seconds.
Sevion sets up in shotgun with Brescia to his left, and he gives it to Brescia, who gets brought down by number 15, Hadi Darvish.
Dobbs Brescia. Second down after 14, it'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Blackcats.
Clock ticking away here. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Rhinebeck maybe has a shot at another play. It looks like they'll just run the clock out and let it run down for the close of the quarter. So through 3 quarters here at Rhinebeck High School, it is the Rhinebeck Blackcats 15, the Dobbs Ferry Eagles 7. Take a quick break and be back with the 4th quarter.
Back here at LMC Varsity Sports, Anthony Carlo along with Ian Sachs. We are at Rhinebeck High School for this Class C semifinal game. It is 15-7 in favor of the Blackcats as we begin the 4th quarter. And there's a pitch to Dom Brescia to begin the 4th quarter, and he's brought down.
Looks like
a little bit short of the first down by Nathaniel Mann.
Number 28, Dobbs Brescia.
And so I expect a punt here. You know, 4th quarter with the lead, you have to play field position.
So it's going to be 4th down now here for Rhinebeck.
The Eagles should have good field position with their returner number 15 setting up at his own 47-yard line. So should be good field position for Dobbs Ferry when they get the ball.
And there's the punt. It rolls down to the 47-yard line and is touched by Gabe Ajram of the Rhinebeck Blackcats, which is, as you said, Ian, is going to put the Eagles a pretty good field position at the 48-yard line.
Hey, anytime you can start in your opponent's territory, that's a pretty good start for a possession. So definitely the Eagles looking to take advantage here and hopefully even tie this game up.
The opportunity is definitely in their hands right now. As you said, you know, off of that kick and the field position they have, they don't have to go the whole field now in order to tie this game up. And they'll begin with Capadia in the backfield. Cipriano fakes it to him and hands it to Forresty, who tries to turn the corner, maybe for a gain of about 4.
Play by number 20, Daniel Forresty.
And that's what Forresty presents. He's that second option for Dobbs Ferry. And, you know, he's quiet. Everybody focuses on Capadia, but you have to watch out for Forresty too.
You know, we were speaking about how he may be that X factor, the player that doesn't have so much attention on him, like you're saying, could be the most dangerous. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Cipriano hands it off to Capadia. There goes Capadia. There he goes, down to the 30-yard line, taken down by the Blackcat defense, but a big gain for their running back, Jabril Capadia.
Sevion in there on this stop and really saving a potential score, because if Capadia was able to get past Sevion, that's a touchdown.
Yes, you know, it's a whole new set of downs here, but I envisioned that going all the way in one moment when I saw him split wide open into that hole. But here we go. 1st down and 10. There's the handoff to Capadia. Rumbles forward for a couple of yards, but he's brought down by Dom Brescia.
Looks like he got up to maybe about the 26-yard line now to bring up 2nd and 6.
So the Dobbs Ferry Eagles offense breaks. Cipriano waits for the snap. He fakes the handoff, and there's Forresty wrapping around to grab it. And he's brought down just shy of the first down. So it will be third down now for the Dobbs Ferry Eagles as they try to convert.
And really, we are seeing it this half. Varsity has been coming up so clutch for the Eagles with that play right there, and then last quarter with that big catch.
Going to be about 3rd and 1 here for the Dobbs Ferry Eagles. A big conversion here, and they do so. Looks to be like he got the first. Let's see where they spot it.
Capadia on the run there.
And the carry on the play by number 44, Jabril Capadia.
And yep, they're giving him the first down, Anthony. So, as you said, a big conversion there.
Dobbs Ferry knocking on the door of the Rhinebeck Black Cats defense. They're looking to put it home. They're well into the red zone. A whole new set of downs. Here comes Cipriano handing it off to Capadia and wrapped up for a gain of, looks like none, at the 20-yard line.
Nick DeRico there on the solo tackle and not allowing Capadia to turn the corner and pick up yardage. So it looked like
not only not a gain, but a short loss.
It looked like just as the Eagles offense was starting to muster some momentum and picking up yardage every play, they get thrown for a short loss.
Hurry up offense, pitch left to Varsity, and the Rhinebeck Black Cats are not fooled. No gain and a loss of a couple of yards.
Sevion in on that tackle, and they are starting to feel it now.
Right there, Dobbs Ferry tried to trick the Black Cats into a hurry-up offense scenario.
There was no tricking the Black Cats defense on that play. 3rd and 15 now.
3rd and long is Cipriano. Steps up, ready to take the snap. He fakes the handoff, rolling right, passing deep, and it is incomplete. The intended receiver banging the ground in frustration as quarterback Cipriano was not able to get it to Hattie Darvish, the intended receiver who ran his pattern down the right side of the field.
Good coverage on the play there by number 8, Jake Sevion. And that sets up 4th and 15 from the 25-yard line for the Eagles, and they're going for it, Anthony.
And this may be the stand of the game. Cipriano looking, throwing, incomplete. The intended receiver, Jabril Capadia, got twisted around. The ball falls incomplete, wasn't even close. And that's going to be a turnover on downs as the Dobbs Ferry Eagles could not bring it home after a successful drive.
Yeah, you know, once they got inside the 20, right just inside the 20, their offense stalled and then they just went in the wrong direction.
Exactly, and I spoke about before the danger of a Black Cats red zone defense. It seems like every time you get there, things seem to run stagnant for an offense. Yeah, and here comes the Black Cats back on offense. Sevion, shotgun formation. Looks like we have a stoppage of play right here. They're fixing a helmet. Looks to be for Najee Smith. And he's going to grab a new helmet and come back onto the field. That was a referee timeout.
Well, that's always why you bring extra equipment. You never know what might happen.
There's Brescia trying to, he had the hold, but then all of a sudden there was the Dobbs Ferry Eagles defense converging in on him.
That hole closed pretty quickly, Anthony. But able to pick up a pair of yards there, so.
It'll be second down and 8 for the Rhinebeck Black Cats. as there's a couple of receivers lining up. Or I should say one receiver lining up on the left and a couple on the right. Sevion in shotgun formation. He's got Brescia behind him. Hands it off to Brescia, and he tries to bulldoze through the Dobbs Ferry defense, but it's brought down.
And it makes sense for Rhinebeck to stick with the ground game now. You have the lead just past midway through the fourth quarter, and the run game is your strength. Don't move away from your strength, and it controls the clock. Excellent move by Rhinebeck here.
Really exemplifying ground and pound, picking up another couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 here. The fake handoff by Sevion, rolling right, looking. He's going to take it himself. Tripped up, but tries to stretch for the 1st down, and I believe he got it.
Excellent
First
play.
down, Jake Sevion.
Excellent play by Sevion there. He turned nothing into something.
There we go. And that was a great job of him extending at the very end, because if that knee were to go down without him extending, he would have been down before the 1st down marker, but he extended at the same time as his knee went down, and he gets the 1st.
Then that would have presented an interesting situation, say about a 4th and 1, 6 minutes to go. What do you do there, you know? But anyway, he made it a little easier for his coaching staff by picking up that 1st down.
Sevion takes the snap and gives it to Brescia, who follows his fullback Cueto for forward progress.
Blackjack carry on the play, number 28, Dom Brescia.
Pick up of maybe a yard or two, and it's going to be 2nd down.
Bring up 2nd down.
Let's go, Rhinebeck! Let's go!
As we approach 5:30 left in the game. This is exactly what Rhinebeck wants to do. Keep the ball on the ground and out of the hands of the Eagles, and they should be all set.
Sevion setting up in shotgun formation. He's got a couple of receivers to his left. There's the pass. It's to Cueto, but it is a little bit too high, and it's incomplete. Now, there is a scramble for the ball, and it looks to be like Colangelo falls on it. I guess an assumed fumble was the thought there.
Yeah, right before this, the fans started to yell "fall" on the ball. I said that it looked like Rhinebeck was lucky that they didn't call that they called it a forward pass, and then everyone starts yelling "fall" on it, and I guess it wasn't a forward pass.
Yes, so that turned into a fumble. Luckily, Rhinebeck able to recover. Sevion setting up now. He's got I formation behind him. A very strong fullback leads the way. There's Brescia, and he blasts through the hole, but is taken down by the Eagles' defense.
And really, that could have been Dobbs Ferry's last opportunity, because if they fell on the ball and got the turnover there, they could have gotten another opportunity to score here, but now Rhinebeck just going to continue to eat clock under 5 minutes.
Falling on the fumble actually gave them a better field position, and they're able to convert for the 1st down and a whole set of new downs now with a chance to really run this clock down.
So I guess you would call that a fumble recovery for some positive yardage.
Brescia takes the snap, and he runs right. He's taken down. We got some scrappling now on the field between the two teams. And it looks like we have a player down. Is that Brescia? It is Brescia. He's slow to get up. And it looks like about a yard's gain as he walks back to the huddle. And we'll have 2nd down and 9 coming up.
Right at midfield, so imagine it took Rhinebeck several minutes just to get to midfield.
Now we have a flag down on the play before the teams even got to the line of scrimmage. We may have an unsportsmanlike conduct call, or it looks like, let's wait for the call. As Coach Ianella, very angry at the moment.
Good decision to wait for the call, Anthony.
Okay, so it is an illegal substitution against the Black Hats.
And after the 5-yard
It'll be a 5-yard penalty, repeat second down. Or I should say, still second down.
So now that pushes them back into their own territory to the 45-yard line.
Sevion fakes the handoff to Brescia. Now he's running to the 50, now to the 40, to the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Rodney!
And Sevion goes all the way into the end zone.
Jake Sevion got the blocking he needed that created huge holes for him to exploit.
The big block there I point to was from Dom Brescia. But they are bringing the play back on a penalty.
It probably will be a holding call that will sacrifice that touchdown from Jake Sevion. And we'll wait for the official's call. As our producer today, Rob Moretti, likes to say, it wouldn't have been a big play if there wasn't holding on the play or some penalty that is bringing this all the way back.
And they whistled Rhinebeck for an illegal block in the back there, Anthony. So, you know, you hate to see that, and you get the fans all excited for the play, and unfortunate there.
So that's an illegal block in the back that will place them now at second down and a few yards here. Richard is in motion. He hands it off, or no, he fakes the handoff, and Sevion keeps it himself. Looks to be just short of the first down.
So that sets up third and maybe about 2 yards to go, Anthony, as we approach 3 minutes left in the game.
About a yard and a half pickup. It'll be third down and about a yard now on the play.
So really, this play right here is going to make or break Dobbs Ferry's chances of a comeback here. With under 3 minutes to go, they need to get the ball back.
The Rhinebeck fans here are exploding, wanting to see their team nail the coffin shut. There's Sevion handing it off to Brescia, who bends it outside. He gets the first and more. Dominic Brescia with another big run.
And who better to hammer in the nail in the coffin than Dom Brescia?
He's done it all season long.
From the Eagles, 36
And the
yard line.
time of possession continues for the Rhinebeck Black Hats.
2.5 minutes away from a date at Mayapack with either Bronxville or Woodlands for the Section 1 championship. Rhinebeck, the defending Section 1 champions, looking to repeat this year, and 2.5 minutes away from being one step closer.
Sevion gives it to Cueto, who rumbles through a couple of tackles for a gain of about 5 yards there. And they like to use him on those select plays. They like to bang it up the middle with Pedro J. Cueto whenever they need, a run to pick up some yardage. I never see them bend it outside with him.
Cueto with his long legs, big strides there.
So it'll be second down and 5 now for the Black Hats. Sevion setting up in shotgun, split back to his left and right. He hands it off to Brescia, heading right, and Brescia takes a hard hit and goes down.
Black Hat carrying the play, number 28, Dom Brescia.
Gain of about 2 yards.
It'll bring up third down. We have a timeout on the field for the Eagles.
And the Eagles have called a timeout. So we will take a quick break here on LMC Varsity Sports. Anthony Carlo with you alongside Ian Sachs, 15-7. The Black Hats lead. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Anthony Corley with you alongside Ian Sachs. It'll be about 3rd and 4 now for the Black Hats as they try to continue this drive. Sevian with his running back, Brescia behind him, in shotgun, yelling things out to his players. Takes the snap, rolls right, taking it himself, and he's taken down by Dobbs Ferry. And it looks like there's a fumble. Let's see who fell on it.
Now everybody's wondering who has the ball.
And it's going to be Dobbs Ferry's football.
A minute 34 left.
And that is a big fumble.
That's a huge play right there. Dobbs Ferry not only getting the stop and what would have forced Rhinebeck into a 4th down, they just took the ball themselves anyway and said, hey, let's not deal with this 4th down. Let's just start our possession now.
So this has been a game that's gone back and forth in terms of opportunities for both teams to capitalize. And Dobbs Ferry has another one right here. There's Cipriano. He rolls, he looks, and he's had a receiver who's taken down hard by Dominic Brescia. I believe that was Capadia there who made the catch, and Brescia with a hard hit.
Yeah. Cipriano able to get rid of it and find Capadia, but they end up getting the loss anyway.
Here's the hurry-up offense. Cipriano throwing out of bounds. Incomplete pass, and all of a sudden, 3rd down.
Well, that wasn't so bad because it did stop the clock at a minute 4, but you do want to see some positive yardage.
Let's go right now! Let's go right now!
And really now, at this point in the game, if Dobbs Ferry doesn't pick up the 1st down here, they have to go for it on 4th down.
Here's 3rd down for the Eagles. Cipriano drops back, looking, and his throw is blocked from behind and falls to the ground lifelessly, as maybe the Eagles do now. As that pass was deflected from behind, Cipriano tried to throw it, and it was the pressure that he got from the Rhinebeck defense behind him, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, that pocket collapsed quickly for Cipriano. Not too much time to get rid of it, and you saw the result there. This 4th down now. The game is coming down to this, Anthony. If Rhinebeck can get a stop, ball game, and they're into the championship.
Cipriano takes the snap, drops back, looking to pass again, throwing, incomplete, and a turnover on downs for the Dobbs Ferry Eagles.
And isn't it fitting that Dobbs Ferry goes down throwing the ball, and what gave Rhinebeck their initial touchdown of the game was on an interception.
Interesting, as you mentioned, as the Eagles return to the passing game late now in the 4th quarter, it reminded me of just an opportunity, or I should say just an attempt to try and gain large amounts of yards in a short amount of time.
Well, you also had the clock was an enemy there, having only a minute and a half to go about 80, almost 80 yards to pick up a score. So you have to go to the air to pick up a lot of yardage in a short amount of time.
So with the turnover on downs, the Black Cats will pick it up now.
And it looks like about the 28-yard line, I'd say.
From about the 28-yard line.
And they're setting up in victory formation.
And there's the knee from Sevian to run down the clock. And a timeout called by the Eagles. So we will be back here after taking a short break on LMC Varsity Sports, a 15-7 lead for the Black Cats with 45 seconds remaining. Here on LMC Varsity Sports, Anthony Carlo alongside Ian Sachs. 45 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter with a 15-7 Black Cats advantage in a game that will send them to the Class C championship against the winner of the Bronxville Woodlands game. Setting up again in victory formation, Sevion takes the knee, and again the clock runs down.
Well, I expect maybe one more snap here as the Rhinebeck fans anxious to have this one officially in the record books and say that they are in the championship game. Defending Section 1 champions right back there again.
And Sevion takes the knee, and that will do it. The Rhinebeck Black Cats are back again in the Class C championship game to face either Bronxville or Woodlands, whoever wins that game. And the defending Class C champs, as you said, Ian, they answered the bell again.
And, great performance here by Rhinebeck. They beat Dobbs Ferry earlier in the year by a wide margin. This game a lot closer, but they got the job done.
They did get the job done, and 2 wins against Dobbs Ferry this year. They had their number. Dobbs Ferry drops to 5-3. The Black Cats advance to now a 6-1 record on the season. And as the teams shake hands and the victorious Black Cat fans celebrate, we will be back here on LMC Varsity Sports with our post-game wrap-up as well as our post-game interviews.
Spread your own God. And Victor Rico's interception. Let's go! Spread your own God, dear Lord. Amen.
Hey, Coach, one last thing. One last thing. We're going to the pack.
Ian Sachs alongside Jake Sevion after the Rhinebeck Black Cats defeated the Dobbs Ferry Eagles 15-7. And Jake, talk about today's performance.
We did what we had to do to get the job done. I think we made a couple big mistakes, but we got to clean it up and come back next week and beat Bronxville or Woodlands.
And first, really opening up with the interception. How did that change the game?
That was awesome. I felt like we had the momentum on our side, so it's a great start, but then we just got to keep going with the momentum. We can't take a step forward and then a step back. We got to keep going forward.
And you had a big tackle late in the game to prevent potentially the game-tying touchdown from scoring. Talk us through that play.
We practiced that play so many times in practice that I just recognized it right away, and I just went for it, and I made the play.
You mentioned Dobbs Ferry or not Dobbs Ferry. You just played them, Bronxville or Woodlands next week. Any preference there?
I definitely want to beat Bronxville in the championship.
Anthony Carlo here for LMC Varsity Sports alongside Nick DeRico. And Nick, with a big interception early on in this game, take me through that play.
You know, early in the game, scoring early in the game, getting the interception, I felt good, but I knew that there was a lot of game left and we had to just come together and make sure we didn't just let them come back at us.
Your defense had a lot of big stops in this game. A lot of times Dobbs Ferry was threatening. What were you guys doing going into this game as far as game plan defensively?
We practiced really hard for this team, reading our keys, just making sure we knew every play, where they were going and what we were doing.
Next up for you, you have the winner of the Bronxville Woodlands game for the Class C championship. Who would you prefer in that game and why?
We would prefer Woodlands. We think that they're, Bronxville came out, they're the only team that beat us. They're big, they're strong, but, whoever we get, we're going to work hard and we're going to try to win it.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Anthony Carlo alongside Ian Sachs. And Ian, the final score 15-7. Of course, the Black Cats getting the win. After it was all said and done, what was the key to this game?
Well, I look to Nick DeRico's interception less than 2 minutes into the game. That put the Black Cats right on top, right early on, and changed the whole dynamic of the contest.
You look at this ground and pound game that the Rhinebeck Black Cats like to play, and you look how they incorporate Brescia, Sevion, and all those guys. But then you look at a couple of variations of that play they used today. They play actioned and wound up hitting Pedro J. Cueto a couple of times for some big games. How can they use that moving forward?
Well, in the same formation, you could either have Brescia on the handoff, you could have Sevion keep it, or you could have a pass to Cueto. All three dynamics, very viable options for this Black Hats offense.
Ian, it's interesting how we spoke to a couple of the players, DeRico and Sevion, after the game. They both gave us different answers in the teams they want to face in the Class C championship. One said Woodlands, one said Bronxville. Out of an analyst standpoint, who would you want to see in your championship game coming up next?
Well, I would like to get the revenge against Bronxville, but at the end of the day, I'd rather get that championship, so I would go with Woodlands.
Ian Sachs, he's picking Woodlands. That's Ian Sachs. I'm Anthony Carlo for LMC Varsity Sports. Have a great day.